Alright, here we are with Justin Gambino in Albuquerque during the balloon fiesta.
Yeah.
And I wanted him to be able to see this, and we'll be there tonight so he can see these balloons up close. You can see them behind us. There's a mass ascension going on. And so this is the first time we've been able to.
First time, it's pretty cool.
In Albuquerque, man. This is cool. So it's always fun to share it with people, and he's real excited. I'm real excited to have him do worship for us and to get to know him, and we're gonna go do a radio interview here in just a bit. Wow, he just got a chair.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, his legs are hanging.
Okay, here we are in the radio studio. We're just about to go on the air, and maybe we'll get Justin to play maybe a little bit for us. And welcome to No Other Doctrine. This is Pastor Scott Tom, pastor of Cross Christian Fellowship here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And last week I was blessed by having a guest outside of the house, or not in studio I should say. And this week we've got a guest in studio, and we're blessed. This is a songwriter, musician, and he's an up-and-coming artist that I want you to get to know. He is out here to do worship for us tomorrow at Cross Christian Fellowship. I want to welcome Justin Gambino into the show. So hey, thanks for coming on,
Pastor Scott. Really appreciate it.
Yep, it was a blessing. You've got just a great heart towards the Lord, and because we had to change schedules, you were just like, hey, I just want to serve the Lord and be there, and it just showed a heart. And I'm like, we got to have this guy out, and somehow got to bless him, and. So I wanted to get you on the air, and I really like your story, and
thank you.
Yeah. So you're a Texan. I said that. So
yeah, Texan. I was born south of Houston, and then whenever I was 10, my family and I we moved to just a town north of where I was born, just still south of Houston though. So I've been there my whole life, and served some time in the Navy right out of high school. And then the Lord started calling me to do music. I actually got my start as a worship leader in the church. I started leading worship for youth, and then I kind of did it. It was kind of weird. I did youth, and I did 5th and 6th graders, and then I started helping the worship team, for the regular church services. But that's how I got my start. And then back in 2013, I was getting out of the Navy, and the Lord said, I want you to do music. And so I was like, all right, let's do it. Let's go all in.
Yeah. By the way, thank you for your service.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Doing that.
Passion is different from a calling. Whenever God has a calling on your life. And so for me, like I love doing a lot of things. I love going kayaking. I love hiking. I love going to coffee shops, and I love doing all this stuff. I see people on TV, they're like, they get paid to like go taste food.
Yeah.
Like why can't I get paid to go like
how do I get that job?
Taste coffee. That'd be awesome. And so I was reading that book, The Circle Maker, and he said to write out 3 things that you love to do, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've read the book, but he said, write down 3 things that you love to do. And then whichever thing brings you and other people closer to God, that's your calling. And for me, it was like, man, that's music. Like whenever I worship, whenever I write music, or whenever I'm just sitting there just strumming the guitar, like I feel close to God. And I started having people tell me like, hey, what you just did up there, like just like the Holy Spirit was all over me, or God was speaking to me.
Mm-hmm.
And at that moment, I was like, man, this. I feel like this is what God's calling me to do. And so I started praying about it. You know, whenever the Navy started telling me, hey, you have this amount of time to let us know whether you're going to get in or stay in or get out. I was part of a Christian rock band at the time, and I was the lead singer, front man. And I said, Lord, if you want me to do this, you're going to have to just make it clear as ever, and just open that door in front of me and basically hit me in the face with it.
Mm-hmm.
And after I prayed that, and about 30 days or so before I had to let the Navy know, there was a small record label out of state that said, hey, we want to cut an album with you, and we want to create a music video and get your career started. And right then I just had peace about it. And so I took that step, and even though those steps have now become seasons, where I can look back and see where God, He used that to mold me, to teach me life lessons,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
and now here where I am, it's only been since this year in March, so it's only been about 6 or 7 months that I've stepped away from my band,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm now pursuing a solo career, and I've seen God open up doors in the last 7 months than He ever did in the last 7 years that I was with the band, which was just crazy to me. So, yeah, I mean, it's just, I probably chased a rabbit there for a second, but that's basically kind of my story in a nutshell.
Right.
Yeah.
God always seems to open doors and equip, and which goes along with that. People are sometimes wondering about their calling or wondering their passion. And, some are like, well, my passion is to drink coffee. How can God bless that?
My passion is to drink coffee too. I mean, if I could, I'd just have a IV of caffeine.
Yeah.
Just drip, drip, drip.
You're like my third child. Our third child, Carissa. She discovered coffee, and oh my goodness, you'll meet her tonight. I think she's gonna come. She's also part of our TV show. But
oh, okay. So
yeah.
She lives here locally.
She lives here locally. So if you guys start talking coffee, we're gonna lose your eyes are gonna glaze over, and then we'll lose you because she's all things coffee.
Okay.
You ready, brother?
Yeah, man, I'm ready.
All right, so let's hear a little bit from Justin Gambino.
Take my hand and take my heart, guide my steps to where you are, because I feel so far, I feel so far. I look to you in times of need, but where am I when you need me to be your hands and feet? I'll follow you, my friend. I'll follow you to the end. In my darkest nights, you'll be my light. In my darkest days, you'll shine the way to where you want me to be. Like you spread your arms across that tree, I'll spread your love you gave to me, to be your hands and feet, your hands and feet. There are times when I lose my way, There are moments when I'm led astray, away from you, yeah. The rain washes away my footprints, so I can let go of where I've been and remember where I am. And I will follow you, my friend. I'll follow you to the end. In my darkest nights, you'll be my light. In my darkest days, you'll shine the way to where you want me to be. Like you spread your arms across that tree, I spread your love you gave to me, to be your hands and feet. Your hands and feet is what I'll be. I'll take you everywhere with me, and they will realize that it's not me they see.
At the balloon fiesta, we're getting lit up by one of the propane units from one of the balloons. They've got their canopies going. They're doing their twinkle show. It's supposed to be a glodio, but they have they have a wind restriction, so that's not going on. But you can see when they fire up their propane tanks. Pretty awesome. Oh, that's cool. Like, Jesus, take me now.
Better than it sounds. I'm like,
I'm ready to come home. So, finishing up the night at Minchie's and getting Justin ready. Thank you. Getting Justin ready for worship tomorrow. Getting them all sugared up. Rock out tomorrow. So, everybody, bye. Thank you. You're so sweet. That's why she works here.
no pun intended.